Telecommunications Network Public Speaking, prepared by Nurul Nabiha binti Suliman for IMS556 courses, Information System Interaction and Consultation, prepared for Madam Hasnah binti Hashim.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Nabiha binti Suliman. My ID number is 2017275704. Okay. Today I will. My public speaking is entitled the Telecommunication System Security.
What is telecommunication system? Did you guys know? So let us hear the explanation of telecommunication system.
Okay, today I will explain to you what a telecommunication system is. A telecommunication system is indeed a communication system with the distinguishing keyword the Greek chili, which means at a distance, to imply that the cause and thing of the system are at some distance apart. This purpose is to transfer information from some source to a distant user. The way concept being information, transmission, and distance. With the involvement of distance, this requires some technique which incorporates a means each to send, convey, and receive the information with some degree of fidelity that is acceptable to both. After having been held for long in logical and physical isolation from other systems, telecommunications networks and other elements of critical infrastructure are rapidly being assimilated into the internet as is illustrated in Figure 1.
Figure 1 shows the block diagram of a telecommunication system.
Figure 2 shows basic components. The need for a fidelity citation brings into focus the requirement for a limit on information capacity associated with a cloud system. The capacity may be defined in terms of a maximum information rate in bits per C or in forms of bandwidth.
Figure 2 shows the ubiquity of Internet as an indispensable ICT infrastructural facility.
Okay, for our main point, security concepts. Security concept is a lookout on security in dictionaries yields a general view that security is freedom from risk or loss. We are concerned with dangers, risks, and losses associated with computers, its information or data, and network communication transactions. Okay, fundamentally, the need for cryptography arose in response to the requirements to secure information, whether in charge or transit. The most primary security need it sets out to address are confidentiality, integrity, availability, and authenticity. Confidentiality relates to the secrecy or privacy of information, keeping it free from the danger of being exposed to unauthorized parties.
From the explanation just now, there are 4 security concepts that we should know. First, confidentiality. Second, integrity. Third, availability. Fourth, authenticity.
Next, integrity has to do with the need to keep information free from danger of alteration by unauthorized parties to prevent it from becoming invalid. Availability is the need to safeguard information against the danger of being lost, ensuring that it is always around and available of the time of need. The fourth critical requirement of information security is authenticity. Is the need to make sure that the author or source of our information is the party that claims the responsibility for originating it, and indeed the party we would wish ought to have originated it. The authentication process ensures that an intender should not be able to computing as someone else. It also facilitates non-reputation, that is, a sender should not be able to falsely deny later that he was the originator of a message. In assuring security problems in a system, it is important to appreciate several characteristics of the system security posture. These include the threats, vulnerabilities, and risks. Threats are the events or issues or entities that can potentially do harm to the security of the system. Then it may be intentional or otherwise, including natural disasters. Vulnerabilities are the channels or means that make it possible for our agenda is a potential ability for harm to afflict the system. There are opportunities for harm to occur. For instance, lack of balanced diet makes a person vulnerable to disasters, or leaving the gate unlocked amounts to a vulnerability in the physical security of the house. Lastly, the risks are said to exist where both threats and vulnerabilities coexist. In other words, a threat to a system can actually see an already existing vulnerability to compromise the security of the system, creates a risk.
Three characteristics of system security posture. First, threats. 2. Vulnerabilities. And 3. Risks.
Okay, our second point is telecommunication system security requirements. Okay, for the first point, technical threats to communication security. Modern computer security is based on the taxonomy of security threats, which includes confidentiality, integrity, availability, and theft. These are the primary considerations or pillars in modern computer communication security. In other words, protections are required to deal with sensitive information leaks, such as confidentiality, worms, or viruses affecting the operation of some critical applications, such as integrity, botnets, knocking out an important system, availability, or citizens having their identities compromised, that is called identity theft.
Our next main point is telecommunication system security requirement. First, technical threats to communication security. Second, countermeasures against threats to communication security. Third, cryptographic solutions for the technical threats to communication security. And lastly, pins, passwords, and password security purgatory.
Okay, our second point is countermeasures against threats to communication security. Cryptography is the art and science of keeping messages secure. Encryption is its original goal. It is the science of using mathematics to encrypt and decrypt the data, thereby making it possible to store sensitive information or transmit it across insecure networks, for example, internet, such that it cannot be read by anyone except the intended recipient with appropriate decryption key. It is about constructing and analyzing protocols that overcome the influence of adversaries and which are related to various aspects in information security, such as data confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Okay, our third point is cryptographic solutions for the technical threats to communication security. Obviously, as soon as the first literate human realized that it was necessary to write down a piece of information, either for storage or transmission, transportation, and there would be undesirable consequences should that bit of information be exposed to his antagonist. The challenge of cryptology became manifest. People started figuring out ways of encoding information or trying to understand others. Encoded message, the field kept on developing until it reached the current level of complexity. Okay, our last point, the fourth one, pins, passwords, and password security purgatory. The brief treatment on password security will cover definition, significance, multiplicity of passwords with associated problems such as storage, length composition, and attitude. Password repositories, security guidelines on password usage, security versus human factors, history, training or security, awareness, education, and deductions. Okay, for conclusion, our global age is practically defined by the ubiquity of the internet, the worldwide interconnection of cyber networks that facilitate accessibility to virtually all ICT and other elements of critical infrastructural facilities. With a click of a button, this is regardless of the user's location and state of equilibrium, whether static or mobile. A telecommunication system is indeed a communication system with the distinguishing keywords. A projection for the future of telecommunications, network security postulates that network security would continue to get worse unless there is a change in the prevailing practice of externality or vicarious liability in the computer or security industry, where consumers of security products as opposed to producers bear the cost of security ineffectiveness. It is suggested that all transmission devices be made GPS compliant with inherent capabilities for location-based mutual authentication. This could enhance the future of telecommunication security. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Okay, our main point of telecommunication